Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on what part of the world you're in. I'm just going to wait for YouTube to catch up to make sure everything's going okay. I can see YouTube starting. Sorry about the ads that run. You just got to skip the ad and you can see me. So that's great. I'm now streaming live and I'm going to wait for a little while. I know that there's not many people that are able to attend this live webinar. And I was hoping that we would get a few more, but we got 8 people watching. And what I want to talk to you about this evening or today is where are we going to go with Jonny Blockchain? Okay, and I want you to let me know in the comments that you can hear me if you're watching live. Obviously, if you're watching the recording, and you won't be able to make them comments, but let me know if you can hear me okay. And then we can crack on with what I want to share with you. So Anthony's got me there. Thank you, Anthony. So that's good. So what we want to do is let's first off start from the beginning. So we've got the spot trading robots. They're working fine. We've optimized those. And then we introduced the grid bots. Now, the grid bots, we've only implemented them on the DEX bots because, let's face it, every centralized exchange has a grid bot, but decentralized exchanges don't have grid bots. So that's why I wanted to work on the grid bots for the decentralized exchanges. And also with the centralized exchange, I don't know whether you've seen in the data lately or the news that's been coming out that Binance has been losing its market share due to DEXs. More people are turning to the DEXs, which is a decentralized exchange, rather than to a centralized exchange due to regulations. If you're in the UK, and currently, if you've never had a Binance account, you can't open one. It's just crazy. And that's happening across the world. More and more countries governments are imposing restrictions on centralized exchanges. And you're sure you've seen it. If you've got any of these exchanges, you get these pop-ups that are at the top of the screen telling you to take a 2-minute survey. Well, it's not a survey, a test to make sure that you're a trader and that you understand the risk you're getting in. And if you don't answer those questions how they want you to answer them, then your account gets blocked basically and you can't trade. So I think Jonny Blockchain has got to go more decentralized rather than centralized. Now, in the past, Jonny Blockchain, when we had the arbitrage bot, and I'm going back a good few number of years now, we had HitBTC, we had KuCoin, we had Kraken, we had OKX, we had BitGet, we had BitTrue. I can't remember all the exchanges, but we had about 20 exchanges, 19 or 20 exchanges that you could connect your API keys with and trade with. Now, there's other trading robots similar to Jonny Blockchain that trade on centralized exchanges. And the problem is with those, your funds are inside a centralized exchange. Now, I'll give you an example. I've got a KuCoin account, and they're holding Bitcoin that belongs to me, and they want me to do more documentation so that I can release that Bitcoin. And I just don't like all this bit where they'll accept your deposit in, but if you don't meet their criteria, they won't let you withdraw out. So with KuCoin, for example, I deposited Bitcoin in, and now I can't withdraw it out because I've got to fill out more forms and fill out more regulations, and they've got to decide whether I should be able to use the exchange. Well, if they don't want me to use it, then send my Bitcoin back to me. So I got caught as well in Cryptopia. I don't know whether any of you know Cryptopia, and there was FTX. These centralized exchanges are at the mercy of the governments, and they can go down at any time. And I believe that centralized exchanges is the way to go, giving you control over your funds and over your wallet, and your funds are your funds, there's an old saying that says, not your keys, not your funds. So in other words, if you've got them in Coinbase or KuCoin or Kraken or Binance, your funds belong to that exchange. And if they decide not to give you them, there's nothing you could do about it. If the government decide to shut them down, there's nothing you can do about it. If they go out of business because they go bankrupt because there's a run on the bank, FTX was a prime example of that. Your funds are gone. And if you was in Cryptopia, that exchange just simply went bankrupt. They got hacked. They couldn't. They lost. Everybody got their funds stolen out of it, allegedly, and that website went down. That was a New Zealand exchange, and it just went down. And so everybody lost their money, and it's happened across the board. There's BlockFi went out of business. What was the other one? Begins with C. I forget now. So I honestly believe that DEX is the way to go. And that's what I want to discuss with you this evening. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen, because what we got right now, we've got the spot trading and we've got the grid bots in. So now we've got to decide what's our next move. And I want you to help me to decide. Now, let's understand first off that Jonny Blockchain is a trading robot. It doesn't make the market. It doesn't create the market. And it doesn't influence the market in any way, shape, or form. Jonny Blockchain is a trading bot that follows the market and works out whether a trade should be done or not. Now, on a centralized exchange, the advantage of centralized exchanges is that you've got low trading fees, because you're not actually sending the funds to anybody, are you? They're in the exchange. And the exchange can charge you a bit of money just to show you something on the screen to say, well, we've swapped your tether for Bitcoin, or we've swapped your USDC for Ethereum. Where in reality, they haven't really done that. They've got, a big bag of Ethereum, a big bag of Bitcoin, a big bag of a stable coin. And they're just facilitating that movement. They give you a visual thing with a chart and show you that the prices are on there. They show you an order book and all that. Now, when you trade on a decentralized exchange, you're not at the mercy of the exchange. You're at the mercy of smart contracts and liquidity pools. So that's why fees are a little bit higher on those decentralized exchanges, because you are really doing the exchange. You are really buying Bitcoin if you swap, if you exchange it for, or swap it, whichever way you want to call it, or you trade it for a stable coin, so like Tether. You've got Tether, you're giving away your Tether and you're getting back Bitcoin or Ethereum or whichever coin, Tron, or whatever it is that you're trading. Now, on a centralized exchange, it's just numbers on a screen, and they're saying, well, we've got 10 million Tron, and Jeremy owns 2 of them, and AR Crypto wants to buy one of Jeremy's 2. So we'll just say that he's bought them, and now we'll put Jeremy's wallet on the screen down by 1, and AR Crypto will put his wallet up by 1. But nothing's really happened, has it? Nothing. There's no real exchange gone on. Where on a decentralized, it's real exchange. You see the funds or the token that you're buying and the token that you're selling removed from your wallet, and the token you're buying put back into your wallet immediately. Nobody's got your funds, and if Pancake Swap was to go out of business, your funds are in your MetaMask wallet. That's the beauty of decentralized exchanges. Now, we used to have Uniswap and Pancake Swap. Now, we moved away from Uniswap because on the Binance Smart Chain, there wasn't the liquidity pools for the Binance Smart Chain tokens, where Pancake Swap had a much bigger liquidity pool for Binance Smart Chain tokens. And so we found that it wasn't really easy to trade on Uniswap using Binance Smart Chain. But now we're at the stage where we want to do a couple of things. Okay. Now the choices are: we either integrate another centralized exchange, or we go for another blockchain and we introduce a new blockchain to Jonny Blockchain. And by introducing a new blockchain, we don't need to stop there, do we? We can go on from there and introduce another one, then another one, then another one. Now, I put out a video of asking people to give me some feedback, saying what blockchain would you like to see in Jonny Blockchain? Well, we had a few responses, not many, 2 or 3 people, and I can't believe it. It's 800 users, and some people are not interested in what's going on. And they, because let's face it, Jonny Blockchain can be a real passive income, and arbitrage trading, because I can see there's a question there about arbitrage. Waste of time. We're looking at arbitrage. We looked at arbitrage 7 years ago. It is a waste of time. It doesn't exist like the fictitiousness say it exists. You've got to be trading with big sums of money to get true arbitrage. If you're trading with $50, it's just not going to happen. And what you find with arbitrage is that there's robots out there trading, and they create this false reality to think that arbitrage is actually available, and it's not. It's there for a split second, and you're competing with so much decentralized bots that are sniping, if you like, smart contracts for arbitrage. And I don't know of any arbitrage bot, and we've tried it with centralized exchanges. It just doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. It looks like it exists on paper, but in reality, we tried it for 2 years and we couldn't get it to work. We couldn't, those trades never stayed around long enough, or there wasn't the liquidity for that trade, because an arbitrage, you could see, let's just say you were buying Bitcoin. You might see Bitcoin on, say, Binance at 66,000. And then you might see it on KuCoin for 66,500. And you think, there's $500 to be made there. Well, first off, that means if you were trading a Bitcoin, there would be $500 there. But if you're not trading a Bitcoin, well, there's not $500 there, because you're only taking a piece of that pie from the one Bitcoin that's for sale. But the reality is, the reason why the price difference shows up is because there's an order book, and there might be 10 Bitcoin spread across that order book that's for sale. And the lowest price in that order book is what shows the prices. Now, the thing is, that lowest price to buy might be 0.0001 of a Bitcoin. But you don't realize that, because you think, there's an arbitrage there. But, you need $5 worth to buy that piece, that one little bit of Bitcoin that's at that price. Then the price moves up to the next price. Then the price moves up to the next price, because it's an order book. It's like my fingers. You've got this lower price, and that might be $10, might be $100. The next price, slightly higher, where the arbitrage doesn't exist, because this one, it does exist. And you've got $100 here, but you're only buying $50 worth of Bitcoin. So that means your order will not get filled here. It's going to take a piece of this and possibly a piece of that. So when you collect the Bitcoin or the token that you're buying, and you collect it in the amount that you're buying, and you average the price out, then there's not the arbitrage. You've got to buy the exact amount that's in the order book. And that's why arbitrage, on paper, it looks like it exists, but in reality, it doesn't. It's not a thing that actually exists. And if you can go and look at order books and say, well, I can see in the order book, there's 7 Bitcoin available to buy at 20% lower than what it is on Binance. I don't believe that's possible, and I've never ever seen it that it's possible. But what the price, as I say, that you see is it might be $10 worth or $100 worth of Bitcoin. So it's great if there's one trader trading that, because he can say, well, I'll take the $100 worth. But if you've got a robot that's everybody, let's just say there's 800 people that are registered and active with Jonny Blockchain. If all 800 people want to buy $100 worth of Bitcoin, it's not possible, is it? It's not possible for that arbitrage to exist, especially if everybody was trading with just $20, So we're not going to go down the arbitrage route. We've been there, we've worn that T-shirt. We know from our own trading that it doesn't exist. We did look at arbitrage between one liquidity pool and another liquidity pool, so V2 on PancakeSwap and V3 on PancakeSwap. But again, the amounts were so minuscule, it wasn't worth the blockchain fee to carry out those trades. So I'm not even going to try and entertain or mislead you and give you buffalo dust saying that arbitrage is possible, because we've done the research. We tried it many years ago. It's just not feasible. It's just not there. It doesn't exist. And I know that if you go on YouTube and you search it, there'll be people telling you, yeah, arbitrage is there, arbitrage is there. But for arbitrage to exist, you need a big order book with a big amount being sold at the price that you want to buy it at. Not $10 worth or $100 worth or even $1,000 worth, because there'd be too many people scrambling to get that $1,000 worth, or even $50,000. $50,000 is nothing in a trade. It might be for you as an individual because you're trading with $20 or $100, but there's people that trade with big sums of money and they don't exist. So we're not going to go down that route. Excuse me. Now, so let's have a look now at the options that we've got. So the options we've got are these. We're either going to look at adding another centralized exchange, which I don't really want to do, but I'm going to be led by what the community says. Now, I understand that, there's only 12 people watching this, and that's not really the community for 800, but if 780 people or 90 people, 89 people, 82 people don't want to turn up, that's down to them. But obviously this video is being recorded, so you can leave a comment afterwards to what you think we should do. So we can go with centralized exchange. We could add another centralized exchange. We could even add the grid bot to Binance. But do we want to add the grid bot to Binance? Binance have already got a grid bot. Every centralized exchange has already got a grid bot. So why do we want to compete with what's already there? And then if we add more centralized exchanges, well, our nearest competitor is EasyBot. They've got a model very similar to ours, but they're all centralized exchanges. So why do we want to compete with EasyBot? They've got a platform they're doing what they do, similar to us, but they're not doing decentralized. And I honestly believe that decentralized has got to be the way to go. I think it's going to be the future. I really do believe it's the future. And I'm just trying to find now in my notes here. And so, as I say, what would we like to do? Would we like to add the grid bot for Binance, because we've got Binance already? Would we like to add another centralized exchange? Or would we like to add another decentralized exchange with more blockchains? So the question now, I believe, and I'm going to direct it towards this, we want to add more decentralized stuff. Now, the question is what exchange or what blockchain do we want to add? And, feel free to pop into the comments if you think there's a blockchain that you think that you want to add. Now, I had a couple of people reach out for me and say, well, we should do Pulse Chain. Other people said we should do Base. Some people said we should do Solana. So what I started to do is I started to look at these blockchains. And I want to share my screen. I want to take you over to Dex Screener, because I think I'm about to open your eyes to something that you maybe didn't know. So Solana exchange, yeah, I'm quite open for that. So right, share the screen and Dex Screener. Here we go. Right, so if we look at Binance Smart Chain, is what we've got at the moment. If you look here for all of the dexes, hopefully you can see that. I'm just going to go to YouTube to make sure. Yeah, we got it. So you can see here for all of the dexes. Okay, so we've got PancakeSwap, Uniswap, and these other ones. Okay, and there's a few more down here. Now, for all of those exchanges, the trading volume for the last 24 hours was 790 million. So you would say that's quite a lot, but let's have a look at what PancakeSwap is. So PancakeSwap is 703 million. So they've got most of the market share when you're looking at Binance Smart Chain. So now let's go to the Ethereum blockchain. So if we go to the Ethereum blockchain, you can see that the Ethereum blockchain, the market share now is 1.4 billion. Let that sink in for a minute. 1.4 billion. Now, the problem is with Ethereum is the gas fees, isn't it? It's the big gas fees. And if we look at PancakeSwap, because we could put Ethereum in straight away because we've already got, using PancakeSwap, it's 42 million. So now let's go down and look at Base. We'll look at Base now. So now Base has got 1.3 billion. Let's look at Ethereum again to remind you, is 1.4 billion. Now Base is 1.3 billion. Now Base, if we look at it on PancakeSwap, is 40 million. Okay, 40 million. And there's an undercover agent, and I'm going to just get rid of that person there because I don't like. Just get rid of that. Bear with me. Delete that. Ban user. Good. Right. So on Base, we could add Base in the blink of an eye, and maybe that's what we should do first. We should add Base to Pancake. There's 40 million. Now I want to look at, go down for Pulse Chain. Let's find Pulse Chain. Here we are, Pulse Chain. So now Pulse Chain has only got 13 million for all of the exchanges. And if we look here, we've got 11.6 million, which is on actually Pulse, their own decentralized, their own DEX, Now I want to open your eyes to Solana. Let's have a look at Solana. Now, so far, let's just recap. We've got 790 million for Binance Smart Chain. We've got 1.3 billion for Base, and we've got 1.4 billion for Ethereum. Now, Ethereum, that surprised me, Ethereum, that there's only 1.4 billion, which is not, it's a colossal amount of money for 24 hours. But let's look at Solana. Nearly 4 billion in the last 24 hours. 4 billion to opposed to the next rival is 1.4 billion. So there's much more trading volume and liquidity on Solana than there is any other decentralized exchange. And I would say, if you look at this, you've got 1.4, okay? We've got another 1.4 there. So we've almost got 3 billion. This is 4 billion. So it's another billion more. And that's more than Ethereum and Base put together. And if let's just get the calculator. Let's just get the calculator. Let's sum this up. So we got if we do 1 point, I'm going to do this as 49 like that, and then plus, and then we go here and we do this at 130, and equals that. So that's 2.79 billion. And then we're going to take this base one here. Well, this is only 0.7, isn't it? Look, so 0.79 equals that up. So that's 13 billion, okay? To oppose to, no, that's not, I've got my numbers are up there. But you can see that Solana is definitely the way to go. And the leader is this exchange here, okay? Which is this one, okay? Radom, I think is how you pronounce it. So the leader is 2.8 billion. So I would like to propose that we integrate, we could do base. I think we could do base because we can do that on Pancake, okay? We could look at doing it. You see, if you look at what base, it's 360 million on Uniswap, 40 million on there. So, you know, maybe we could reintroduce Uniswap because we've already done the code for that. We could bring Uniswap in for base so that we'd have Uniswap for base and Pancake Swap for base. That could be a way to go to get that integrated quicker with those, so that there's quite a bit of trading volume there. And if we go here, Solana, and we go for this one, you know, you've got nearly 3 billion worth of trading volume in the last 24 hours, you know. So I think that we could probably do base for Pancake and Uniswap, and then move over to Solana and use this exchange here, this Radom swap. I think this is how you. I'll put it in the chat there. Let's go over to the chat. Where are we? Put that in the chat. Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, let me just stop this screen sharing. You know, Solana's got a lot of activity, as KG says there. He's got a lot of activity because there's a lot of meme coins on there. And, you know, there's, it's not only seems. I don't know what that means. What does it mean? It not only seems. What does that mean? So, you know, so this person, where is it? This one. So this one here, it says, you know, but Solana's got high volume of meme coins. So do you want to trade meme coins? You know, do you want to trade? The good thing with meme coins, I think, is they've got a lot of volatility. They're a lot risky, you know. So I'm going to be led by you guys. This is what the purpose of this call was, or this broadcast was, to get some feedback to what you think, you know. But 13 billion is or 4 billion is a lot of trading volume, ain't it? You know. And then if we go, I don't know what this comment means. Okay, heavy liquidity for blue chip coin. Orca has a heavy liquidity. Let's have a look at Orca then, and let's see whether I can see. For what blockchain was that? Is that for Solana, a base, or what? I'll go back to Deck Screener. Maybe you can answer that one. Because I didn't see that in the list, to be honest. Hawker, is that a DEX or is that a token that you're talking about? Because I can't find it as a DEX. I can't see it there, so I don't know that. Is that a token you're talking about, or is that a blockchain or a coin? I don't know, or an exchange. I don't know what it is you've got there. So let's just hide that one. And this one, I'm not quite sure what this means. Not only seems. I don't know what that means. So let's go here. Pulse chain has most growth potential. Well, the Pulse chain, look, I was in on the sacrifice with Pulse chain, so I'm a great fan of Pulse chain. I hold a lot of Pulse chain. But with what's going on at the moment, you know, the SEC are going after Richard Hart, and you know, Pulse Chain has got a big community, but you know, it doesn't have the trading volume at the moment, does it? So you know, right now, you know, if I go back to, I know you can't see it, but if I go to Pulse Chain, where is it? Pulse Chain again. I mean, at one point, you know, when you remember when Pulse Chain launched, it went up to number 2, didn't it? It flipped Binance Smart Chain. But you know, Pulse Chain, the total volume across all the dexes on Uniswap and Pulse Chain and 9inch and so Sushi sort of there, it's 13 million. And if you go to Pulse Chain itself, there's 11.6 million. So it's not got a lot of trading volume on there at the moment. You know, I know 11 million's a lot, but if you're looking at Binance Chain, and we've got that already, you know, that's 790 million, 793 million to opposed to 11 million. So there's a big difference there. So I'm a great fan of Pulse Chain, I must admit, but I'm not sure if Pulse Chain is ready for us. Is ready for us. Are we? Do we want to? Are we? What we putting Pulse Chain in for? Are we putting it in because there's lots of coins there to be traded with, or are we being kind to it and saying, well, because we're part of the Pulse Chain community needs a trading bot? You know, I've reached out to Crypto Coffee. I've reached out to a few of the leaders or the influencers on YouTube about Pulse Chain, and nobody's come back to me. Nobody wants to get involved and talk to me about what could Jonny Blockchain bring to Pulse Chain. So I don't know at this stage. I got my gut feelings telling me that it's not ready because we don't know what's going to happen with the SEC. Are they going to put Richard Hart in prison, or are they going to put some big tax on him? I don't know. He's going through this case, wasn't it? I mean, he was going to bring out his movie. He was going to be doing a lot of pumping of Pulse Chain. So I'm not sure at the moment. You know, I'm not sure. But, you know, I definitely take it on board because I'm a Pulse Chain sacrifice. I sacrificed a lot of funds into Pulse Chain. And, you know, what's the price? I'm not even sure it's back to sacrifice yet, is it? It's not even at that price point yet. And I know we were sacrificing and wasn't expecting to get anything out of it. But let's face it, we sacrificed on Pulse Chain in the hope that it's going to earn us a lot of money. And I've got a few billions worth of those coins on. I've got that Richard Hart token. My mind's gone blank now what it's called. But, you know, that token that you get, I'm staking to earn that at the moment. I've got Pulse, I've got Pulse X, I've got eHex, I've got Hex. So I would love to be Pulse Chain, but I don't think I would need to get the community involved because I don't know how many people are willing to trade Pulse Chain because they're going to have to bridge tokens across. That's right. The INC token. That's right. So, and if the community is not behind Jonny Blockchain, well, then it wouldn't get the bot wouldn't be successful, would it? You know, it just wouldn't. People. I would love for a few of the Pulse Chain community influencers to talk to me and say, what is it we could do and how we could work? So if anybody's got any connection with somebody that wants to talk, I've reached out to them, but they don't want to answer me. So coming back, so what change do we want to introduce? Do we want to bring in Base on Binance, on Pancake? Because I think we could do that fairly quickly, fairly easily. I don't know how quickly it'll be. Or do we want to go with a complete new DEX and not Pancake Swap? I mean, I think we could do Base, but I would like to see another DEX. I would like to see, you know, like that one I put up here, that Radom. I don't know how you pronounce that. I mentioned to Anthony a while back to bring it to your attention. To bring what to my attention? So tell me what it is you want. We're back. We're back. We're back. I don't know what happened there. Maybe my internet connection. But hopefully it's going to come back on YouTube in a minute. Let's just pause it and push play again. Is it going to come back? Yeah, we're back. We're back. Yeah, so base would be easy and good. Solana would be harder. So when you say Solana would be harder, are you my developer? Solana is up to the, all of these blockchains is up to my partner, my developer to do. I'm not going to be doing it. So I don't know what you mean by Solana would be harder. If my, my developer, my business partner says he can do it, which I've already talked to him about it. He can do it. It's just it might take a lot longer, a little bit longer. Not even a chain. So what's that? EVM. What's EVM? Tell me, educate me. But what I wanted to do, because there's something else we've been looking at in regards DEXs. Okay. Now DEXs trade on the blockchain. They're liquidity pools. It's just smart contract with another smart contract and so on. Now, I don't know whether you know anything about what I would call smart money, smart wallets. Some of these wallets, they always seem to get the top buys, and I want to show you. There's a wallet I've been looking at many wallets, okay, and I want to show you this wallet if I can. Let me share my screen. Presentation. Yeah, okay, KG, I got that. Yes, low. You're right. It's lower gas fees. Share screen, and I think we do entire screen. I think that's how you do it. Yeah, and share. Right. So what does it say? To fix the loss of permission. Let's just see if that's sharing all my screen. Is it sharing all my screen? Or is it not? I can't see it sharing. Chrome has lost permission to capture. To fix this, go to, oh, for God's sake. Right, let's do share screen. Share screen. And we do entire screen. Select share. Never work with children, animals, and the internet. Let me bring this up and try again. Share screen. Share screen. And I can't. A window. No. Why is it I can't get me notepad on here to bring this up? It's only doing the tabs. Why is it never work with children? Notepad. There you go. Let's just see. Let me know now. If I bring this into play here, let's have a look. See if that. What I might have to do with this is to paste it. I'm going to paste it. That's probably the best thing to do. If I copy that, and I'm going to post this into the chat because it's not letting me share. Okay, so if we post this into the chat and I go like that, let's see if this loads up. Right, now I can show this. Right, now you can see that in the chat. So I'm going to go to my notepad. So look at this. This is at the top of that post that I just put in is a wallet on Solana's blockchain. Okay, now this wallet, if you look there, this is the last 7 days trade. And if you look there, it says P&L. So the profit and loss was $212,000 in the last 7 days. It got 100% success rate, whoever this wallet belongs to, whether it's a wallet that's being traded by a bot or whatever. But the thing is, you can follow this wallet. It done 70 trades, and each trade was for $1,368.04 average. So if you look at the top there, it says tokens. So now we got the token. It's got the fund token. It said, you know, the 486%, as you could see there. The next one was that Yodi, and it was 2252%. You know, and if you look there, it's got the time. It says here how long the trade it took: 56 minutes, 21 minutes. That one's 7 minutes, 4 minutes, 1 minute. And you can go and look. I've given you the wallet as well. Now, the reason why I'm showing you this is because I think there's an opportunity for us to build a robot that copy trades a wallet, you know. So if you go over to Deck Screener, they've got these tools on there that you can go and look at the top wallets. And if I go to Deck Screener, let's just go here. If I search, let's search. Let's search a coin, and I'll share my screen in a minute. Right, so if I share my screen again, let's do share the screen. And let's go to Deck Screener. Right, so on Deck Screener, if you put in a token, any token you want, this back up, you've got this here, top traders, okay? Top traders. And you can see here that this guy here has made 24 grand trading whatever this token is. I searched here, PE, whatever PE. PE and SOL. Okay, so this wallet made 24 grand profit. This one made 8 grand. This one made 7 grand, and so on. You know, now you can get these wallets. You can get these wallets addresses here. You can copy them, go and have a look at them on the blockchain, and see what their percentages are. What are they trading other tokens? You know, are they trading other tokens? What's their success rate? And if you can find these types of wallets that are successful traders, then you could copy trade. Now you need a robot to do that, and I'm thinking that we could maybe build this type of copy trading robot. Now at the moment, it's not something we've done, or we've not drawn up any plans on how to do it, or drawn up any documentation on how to do it. But I think there's a possibility that we could copy trade wallets, and the system could search these wallets out and say to you, these are the list of the top wallets that we found. You know, there's 100 wallets there. Obviously, you would copy trade them at your own risk, but you would basically set up a robot that did copy trading. So every time this wallet bought a token, you would buy it as well, you know. And I think that there's room here for a new type of robot to come out from DEXs. And I think this is better than arbitrage, because you're using wallets. If I come back, you're using wallets from, you know, people or traders or robots that are already trading, you know. So I think that there's a chance that we could maybe develop that robot a little bit further down the line once we've got a few more blockchains involved. Change the end of the smart contracts on Ethereum. This means a developer can write and deploy the same. Well, that's what we do already. We already write smart contracts. That's how our robot works. It works on a smart contract, you know. So now I understand what it is you were asking. So yeah, we already do that. But the problem is with Ethereum is the blockchain fees. At some point, you're going to need to interact with the blockchain, and you're going to pay heavy fees. And it's okay if you're a big trader and you're trading with big amounts, you know, because a lot of the meme coins are on Ethereum's blockchain, you know, when they first sort of come, but now they're moving over to Solana because it's a lot cheaper. That's why Pulse Chain came about, because it's a lot cheaper than Ethereum. You know, Ethereum if you're not trading with big amounts of money, then the gas fees are way too high for you to make a profit. If you're trading with $20, you're just wasting your time, because it doesn't matter what virtual machine you build. The point comes is when you actually do the trade and you're going into the blockchain, and you're trading on the blockchain. So, I'm not going to go down the road of Ethereum because we've exhausted all of the possibilities with Ethereum, and we've seen, or I've seen, lots of businesses that have gone out of business. I mean, there was Forsage, a matrix one, a Ponzi, a matrix, but it went out of business purely because it started off blazing on all guns, but it went out of business purely because the blockchains became too much money, and you were paying more in blockchain fees than you were actually to buy in a package or a level in the matrix on Forsage. So, and we've looked at Ethereum because Ethereum was the very first thing that we looked at, and the blockchain fees. So I don't think Ethereum, we got to go base, Solana, Pulse Chain, because, the fees are so low. Pulse Chain, I think, has probably got the lowest blockchain fees out of all of them. Now you can make it so that you can have lower gas fees on Binance Smart Chain. But again, you're building another mechanism, and if your liquidity pools are not in that mechanism, then you've got, you can't do the trade. You're trading with different smart contracts, and them smart contracts are not compatible with a mechanism to have lower blockchain fees. Then you're not going to get them. It's as simple as that. Is for Solana? Sorry, I'm on a train. Yeah, but what I don't. So this one here. When you say it's for Solana, is it a token or is it an exchange? What is this? Is it, what is Orca? Let's just see if I can get that. It's what? ORKA. Let's just go to here. ORKA. Orca. Oh, it's a token. It's a token, is it? It's a token. I could see it on Pulse Chain. I see it on Solana. Yeah, it's a token. Yeah, I don't see it on Solana, actually. I see Solar, yeah. So Orca, I see it on, I can see it on, so what's the tell me what it is you want to say, because I don't understand what it is you're asking, to be honest, or what it is you're suggesting. So I can't comment on that. Orca is an exchange on Solana. Sorry, I'm traveling on a train. Okay, it's an exchange. Yeah, so you need to send me the because when I look on Dex Screener and I go to if I go to Solana blockchain, let's go to the Solana. I don't see it listed here. I don't see it listed. So you'll have to send me the link for it, because it's not even listed as an exchange on so ORKA Dex. Let's have a look. Orca. Okay. Yeah, okay, yeah, I've seen, yeah. Orca, as in the whale. I see. Yeah, I found it. But on Dex Screener, it's not actually got a listing. Oh, yes, it has. Yeah, I beg your pardon. It has. Now I got it. Yeah, so they've got 817 million on the Solana blockchain. Raynham has got 3 billion. So obviously Raynham, I don't know how you pronounce that, is going to be a better exchange if you're doing the Solana, because the other, it's got, nearly 3 billion to opposed to Orca having 817 million, which is still a lot. Don't get me wrong. So yeah, we would definitely, we could definitely look at that. We could definitely look at that. So anyway, I want to wrap this up, because we're coming now. We've been going for some time. I want to get your feedback. So these are the questions we got. Okay. Do we add another centralized exchange? Do we add the grid bot to Binance robot, where there's already a grid bot on Binance, you can go and use on Binance? So I don't think that's the way to go. I don't think adding another centralized exchange is the way to go, but I'm going to be led by what you guys think. I want to personally add more decentralized stuff and build more robots in decentralized, build them for different exchanges, and who knows what would come out of that. Who knows what would come out of adding other blockchains? What would be what would be the possibilities we could open up? And I've just showed you an example there of copy trading. And I'm not saying we're doing copy trading next week. We haven't even dipped our toe into that. I was only doing some research and saw that copy trading a wallet that's on the blockchain could be possible. I know there's a few sites that I think there's a few robots that you can get that do it, but they're a bit complicated to set up. I'd like to make it fairly easy to set up, and it could maybe be an app that runs on a in the background of your computer or something like that. I don't know. So what blockchain? I want to go decentralized, and I want you to give me your feedback. If you want to go more centralized, let me know. Now, to be fair, most of our trading volume that we do on Jonny Blockchain is centralized, because I think most people, I can use Binance because I can fund it from my bank account. But I'm worried about what the future holds for centralized exchanges. And I know the fees are cheaper on centralized exchanges, and they've got good liquidity pools on. They've got lots of liquidity, not liquidity pools. They've got lots of liquidity, but you're also at the mercy, because we've had it with File, we had it with Play. There was another couple of tokens. We've had about 5 tokens that have been delisted on Binance. And that's the next problem. You end up buying a token, it gets delisted, and then you're sitting there holding a token you don't know what to do with. Where on Pancake Swap or on a decentralized, unless it's rug pulled and the liquidity's moved away from the, you still got the token in your wallet. And if it is removed from one exchange, the liquidity, you can go over to another exchange and change it up. But when a centralized exchange delists the token, you sort of, everybody dumps it at that point, don't they? They dump it because they find, what am I going to do with this coin? And I've seen it happen. Play was a perfect example. I was trading that, with the robot was doing brilliant, and then all of a sudden Binance turned around and said, we're delisting it. There's been talk about they're going to delist Tether. That would be, madness, wouldn't it? And then what Binance, BUSD was a problem in the past, and now it's not a problem. So I want to go decentralized. I want to make more things decentralized. But let me know in the comments if you're watching the recording. I really, really want your feedback. Don't leave this decision up to me. Help me make the decision so that I can start to write something, so that towards the end of November, because it's going to take me, I've got to write everything out and explain, if this happens, that happens. I've got to write a future specification for the developer to follow. I've got to write that roadmap for the developer to say, this is what we want to do. We want to do this. We want to do this. We want to do this. We want it to trade this token, that token, blah, blah, blah. So you need to tell me so that we can implement something towards the end of November. And so leave me the comment. Let me know what you want. So I want to thank those people that came and watched this live broadcast. And hopefully, if you're watching the recording, and I know it's a little bit long, that you'll take the time to leave me a comment. You have a great weekend, and I'll speak to you soon in another video. Tutty bye.